Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether you can accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning. There are few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando Camp, coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification. Lord's willing, this be edifying. I titled this lesson, The Walls of Babylon Are Falling Just Like Jericho. So I had a dream, which I usually don't get. So I had a dream, and in the dream, all I can remember was before I woke up. I woke up in a dream and went outside, and I saw some familiar faces walking like to get like in a line, just walking, like circling, just walking. Everybody was walking. And I was like, what was going on? All I heard one of the brothers say was, we supposed to walk around Babylon until it fall. That's all I heard. And then I woke up. And the first thing I thought about when I woke up, after my Kahala Yahaba Shema Shah, all I thought about was Joshua 6:1, the sixth chapter, right? When Joshua and the Israelites walked around Jericho. That's all I thought about. So in the vision, in the dream, I woke up in the dream and I went out, I put on my clothes and went outside, and I was like, what's going on? I just saw brothers walking, and I saw familiar faces like brothers from different camps, and they was walking, and they was just passing by, and they looked at me like, hey, we supposed to get in the line and walk until Babylon fall. So I went and got in line and continued, and I started walking with the brothers. So I woke up and I thought about Joshua 6:1. So Lord willing, this be edifying. What's going on is Babylon is falling. Now I don't know if because what I was watching on the news, the dream, this is what sparked my dream. I don't know. But I was listening to the news this morning, and I wasn't watching it. I was listening to it as I was falling asleep. And I heard a guy say, I don't know if he was a professor or he was a doctor or what, but he said the economy is collapsing and everybody is worrying about stimulus checks, right? Everybody worrying about stimulus checks, but the economy collapsing. He said the economy is collapsing. It was on CNN this morning. He said the economy is collapsing and the dollar is crashing and everybody worrying about stimulus checks. So, and also Tuesday, I was listening to the news and they was talking about how they only concerned with the people that has been that has taken the jab. They don't care about people that has not taken the jab, which led it to the date. This morning also, I'm seeing on the news, which it hit my smart news app on my phone yesterday. It said that this guy Biden, he's making it mandatory that every adult, which I'm sure everybody's seeing it by now, that he's making it mandatory that every adult must take the vaccine, must have the vaccine, right? Hey, so they finna move, man. He trying to make where everybody get the vaccine, man. They finna get ready to roll soon. This is another way showing you, hey, they cause of all small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive this, right? This is the door opener leading up to the mark of the beast. So I was meditating on that as I was falling asleep. Like, man, this guy really finna try to push this, man, on everybody. Talking about this juice, getting juiced in. If you ain't getting juiced in, he said it Tuesday. If you're not juiced in, they don't care about you, man. So basically, this is gonna be the ones that don't accept it. You're gonna be outside, man. Right? You're gonna be those what they call all those what's the word? Um I forgot the word. I can't call the word right now. These ones that's not like when you watch the movie Demolition Man, the ones that was under the ground, right? Everybody that was on the top of the ground, they had the chip in them. But everybody that was under the ground, they was hiding out, right? I forgot the word it's called. So anyway, that's what's playing out, man. But at the same time, the Lord is destroying this place, man. It's falling. This is Joshua chapter 6 and verse 1. It reads, Now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in, right? So when I had in the dream, I saw brothers walking and they were just walking in a circle. I'm talking about around, when I say it was crazy because these were the brothers that was walking around Babylon the Great, right? In a circle. It's like what I saw was a city, which was Babylon the Great. All I could see was brothers, familiar faces from different camps, which it was all the camps. Okay, first and foremost, Great Millstone. I saw the brother faces. I saw like at least in the line that I saw like at least 15, 20 familiar faces walking. And all I could see was other brothers coming. And they was all walking around Babylon the Great. Just like Jericho. I had a vision of Joshua and the Israelites walking around Jericho. All I could see was familiar brothers walking in a circle, following behind others, which I'm sure the line all leaded around, and it was the apostles and all the other brothers and everybody that's teaching the like mind doctrine. And I saw them walking. So that immediately made me think about when I woke up, Joshua 6, right? So this is Joshua 6 and 1. Now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. And when you read in Isaiah 62 and 6, right? It's a matter of fact, let's read that real quick. This is Isaiah 62 and 6. Because Babylon is falling, man. How is it falling? First and foremost, by the words of the Lord. It's spiritually being weakened, man. It's I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh, keep not silent. So this is what's going on. I got to read this other one. This is Isaiah 13 and 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. What's the high mountain? Babylon the Great. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake their hands that they may go into the gates of the nobles. And this is what we're supposed to be doing. So when I thought about Jericho and Joshua and the Israelites, when you think about all the camps that's in North America, right? All these GMS brothers. When you think about it's camps all throughout North America that's surrounding this place, right? Then you got the countries that's outside of North America pushing the truth. But I'm talking about mainly Babylon the Great. Got all these camps in Babylon the Great that's surrounding this place. And what are they doing? They chanting down Babylon. That's what I was gonna title the lesson. They chant down Babylon, man. So it say, lift you up a banner. Let's read this again. It say, lift ye up a banner. What's the banner? The standard. the integrity of Yahweh Shema Shai, to repent, convert, and be healed. Otherwise, you're going to be destroyed. It say, lift you up a banner upon the high mountain. The high mountain is Babylon the Great, North America, which is Babylon the Great. Exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also taught my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. Hey, and from the angels to the hopeful elect men of Israel, hey, we all are what? Rejoice in the Lord's highness, man. In Yahweh Shema Shah highness, man. To do what? Bring down this place, man. So back in Joshua 6 and 1, it say, so like you. Now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Joshua, see, I have given it into thy hand, Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shall thou do 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear before, and 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horns. And the seventh day ye shall compass the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow with the trumpets. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up every man straight before him. Hey, and we shouting right now, man, right? Tearing down Babylon. This is Isaiah 58 and 1. It say, cry loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. So we shout now, man. Back in Joshua 6, it reads, verse 6, and Joshua, the son of Nun, called the priests and said unto them, take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord Yahweh. And he said unto the people, pass on and compass the city, and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of the Lord. And it came to pass, when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horn passed on before the Lord, and blew with the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them. And the armed men went before the priests that blew with the trumpets, and the reward came after the ark. The priests going on and blowing with the trumpets. And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, ye shall not shout, nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth, until the day I bid you shout, then shall ye shout. So the ark of the Lord Yahweh come past the city, going about it once, and they came into the camp and lodged in the camp. And that's what I was thinking, man. Like I had done woke up. This was this is the vision that I had. Like I was in my tent and I woke up and came out and I saw them already marching. And they was like, hey, Azariah. I'm like, what's going on? They were like, hey, the Lord say. So I jumped in line and we started marching. It say, verse 12, and Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord, and 7 priests bearing 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord Yahweh went on continually, and blew with the trumpets, and the armed men went before them. But the reward came after the ark of the Lord, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets. And the second day they compassed the city once and returned to the camp. So they did 6 days. And it came to pass on the seventh day that they rose early about the dawning of the day, and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times, and it came to pass on the seventh time, when the priest blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord Yahweh have given you the city, and the city shall be accursed, even it and all that are therein, to the Lord Yahweh. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. So there's another scripture about a harlot being saved for you bug out devils out there, man. Verse 18, and ye in any wise keep yourselves from the cursed things in the city, right? Don't take nothing out of the city, because everything is cursed. Just like Babylon the Great. When we leave here, we are not leaving here with no substance, man. Okay? You're going into the chariots with an incorruptible and immortal body, man. You ain't going to the chariots with no gold and silver in your pockets, man. You're not leaving here with nothing. For that bug out demon I did a video on about a month or two, about 2 months ago, talking about North America. That's not Egypt. The 400 years is not talking about Egypt, talking about North America. You bug out ass nigga. It say again, Joshua 6 and 18, and ye in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed when you take of the accursed thing, and make the camp of Israel a curse and trouble it. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord. They shall come into the treasury of the Lord. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpet, and it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, ox and sheep and ass, with the edge of the sword. So Joshua had said unto the two men that had spied the country, go into the house, go into the harlot's house, and bring out thence the woman and all that she have, as ye swear unto her. So it said, read this again, Joshua 6 and 20. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpet, and it came to pass, when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straightway before him, and they took the city. They took the city. Hey, Shalom, everybody on the comment board. Shalom, everybody watching. How about Shema Shah? Rockathum, the water for tuning in. It said they took the city, right? This is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. And it reads, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So, Babylon the Great shall be destroyed, man. But it tell you that the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, man. Just like Joshua and the Israelites took Jericho, man. That's what's going down. And this guy said this morning, he said everybody want about stimulus checks, but the economy is collapsing and the dollar is crashing, man. This place is falling. There's no help for this place, man. You people trying to build here, there's no help for Babylon the Great, man. This is Jeremiah 51 in verse 6. It reads, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. These all EU and NATO is pissed off with Babylon the Great, man. That's why it's going to be a separation. It say verse 8, it reads, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If it so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every man unto his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up to the skies. Now, as the scripture just said, Babylon will not be healed, right? All the things that this place have done, man, it said, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. This place, the guy said, and I be watching you got these economists, you got Peter Schiff, you got Ron Paul, them the main two. Peter Schiff and Ron Paul. Then you got this guy, Jeremy Babe, Apostle Zaha put me up on this guy, Jeremy Babe. Then you got Gerald Salente. You got this other guy, his name Mike something from AM TV. Listen, man, and Peter Schiff, he always doing lessons about the gold and silver, man. Right? This play, he always talking about how the dollar, everything is done, man. We just waiting on it. We just patiently waiting on it to fall, man. But this place is done. This is hey, because you have put your hands on the apple of the Lord's eye. Now it's time to pay, man. This is Second Ezra 11 in verse 39. It reads, Are not thou it that remaineth of the fourth beast, whom I made to reign in my world? What's that remaineth of the fourth beast? North America, Babylon the Great, man, the Roman Empire, right? It say, Are not thou it that remaineth of the fourth beast, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times may come through them? The end of who times? The Roman Empire. Who? Esau Edom coming through who? Babylon the Great, man. It said, the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. Who is this? This is the red horse. This is the pale horse. This is Esau Edom, man. For the earth has thou not judged with truth. They tell you that in Isaiah 24 and 5, right? They have transgressed the laws. They have broken the everlasting covenant. They have changed the ordinance, transgressed the laws, and broken the everlasting covenant. This is what they did, man. So it say, for the earth has thou not judged with truth. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars. When you go back to Psalms, what is that? 55, no, Psalm 50, and it said what? That they have committed adultery. Matter of fact, let's read that. Psalms 50 in verse 17. It say, seeing thou hast hated instructions and cast my words behind thee, when thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partakers with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Who are they talking about? Esau Edom, right? When you read this chapter, it said what? As a matter of fact, let's get it. Let's go back. Verse 20 say, Thy sinners and speakers against thy brother, thy slanderers thy own mother's son. So it's talking about Esau Edom. So back in Second Ezra 11 in verse 42, it said, For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. You see, what walls did they cast down? They cast down the walls of Jerusalem, man. So the same thing got to happen to you because you did it, man. Right? You got to drink a double cup. Hey, the scriptures say, Galatians 6 and 7 say, be not deceived. Yahweh Shema is not marked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So you took down the walls of Jerusalem, right? Israel, the same thing gonna happen to you, man. And you got it on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and pull up how the Romans took down the Israelites, and it show you how they got the whole. It's about I think it's like an hour video. I sat and watched it one day about a year ago. How they used tactics because Israel was real cold with it, man. Okay, you had them warriors, so it was real cold, but they used these tactics that Esau used to take down Jerusalem, man. You got it on YouTube showing how you took down the walls of Jerusalem, right? It say verse 43, therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. Right? That's Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee. And it said, therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up unto the highest. I just read that in Jeremiah 51. Let's read again. Jeremiah 51 and verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one to his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So it's saying the same thing in Second Ezra, man. Let's read again. Second Ezra 11 and verse 43. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also have looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. This is Jeremiah 51, and I'm gonna start at verse 60. And it reads: So Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that shall come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. And Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon, and shalt see and shall read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Yahweh, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever. You know this is not talking about ancient Babylon, because right now over there in Iraq, it's people living in this city that was called Babylon in the ancient time, man. Okay? The city is being inhabited right now as we speak, man. So you know this ain't talking about the ancient Babylon. Again, it say Jeremiah 51 and 62, then shalt thou say, O Yahweh, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it. It say none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever. And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of Euphrates, which Euphrates represent today the Mississippi River, if you can receive it. And thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. Now it said again, Jeremiah 51:63, and it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, what? This Bible, chanting down Babylon, right? Amos 13:11. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of the Euphrates. Here's the precept. Revelation 18 and 20. And it reads, it said, rejoice over her, thy heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for power have avenged you on her. Verse 21. And the mighty angel took up a stone, just like it say in Jeremiah 51 and 63. And the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. The ancient Babylon is across the waters, man. Okay? This is not talking about the ancient Babylon. It's talking about North America, Babylon the Great, man. Oh, as a matter of fact, right here, Revelation 18 in verse, let's start at 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxing rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard a voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, and be ye, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and power have remembered her iniquities. That's three verses that say their wickedness have reached into the heavens, man. Right? Jeremiah 51, 2nd Ezra 11, and right here in Revelation 18, man. You see? That's three times, man. It say, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Right? When you go to Isaiah 47, it mentions the same thing. It's Isaiah 47 and 1. It say, oh, Salakia. You know, my phone be doing that. Here we go with the BS. I don't know why to do this, man. Pissing me off though. It say, wow, they done mix. This phone be tripping. They done mix Isaiah 47 with Revelation 18. So I'm gonna read the point. There's Isaiah 47 3, because for some reason, verse 1 is not even here. It say, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yet thy shame shall be seen. The first verse say, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Right? There is no throne for thee. So in verse 3 say, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yet thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man, which is that Shahabashah, right? When he come back and destroy this place. He ain't coming back as a humble man on a donkey, man. He's coming back as that angelic extraterrestrial being. This is looking for the point. Oh, right here, verse 8. Verse 7 say, and thou sayest, like I said, Revelation 18, and thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither did remember the latter end of it. Right. See, just like when Isaac told Esau that he shall live by the sword, but he never told him that he was going to die by the same sword, man. You see? He told him he was going to live by the sword, but he didn't tell him he was going to die by the sword. Verse 8. Therefore, hear not this, thou that art given to pleasure, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. And this is these devils trying to play God, talking about they is. That says in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection. Hey, the Lord, hey, these destructions are going to be magnified, man. Okay, to the highest level, man. It say, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. So this is Isaiah. Let me go back to Isaiah 47:11. It say, therefore, Matter of fact, let's read 10 again. Let's read verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. This is verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So you see, what's coming to Babylon the Great, it will not be known, man. Here's another one. This is Jeremiah 50 in verse 23. How? It say verse 22, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Who's the hammer of the earth? North America, Babylon the Great. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Ancient Babylon was not destroyed, man. Okay. Verse 24. How, again, verse 23, how is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? How? Verse 24, I, who Yahweh Shema Bashai, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. You see, like it said in Isaiah 47:11, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh. Verse 25, the Lord Yahweh have opened his armory, which is who? All the other nations, and their intercontinental ballistic missiles, and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, man. You see, how is he going to do this? It said the Lord had opened his armory. Who's the Lord armory? You can go to Ezekiel 38 and read that. This is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18. Salakia, Obadiah 1 and 7. Salakia. It reads, matter of fact, let's read 6. It say, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? How? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Bashai. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought out? Right here. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. Then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. This is how they're being sought out, right? And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So Esau is being sought out, searched out and sought out because what? Because of the spirit of Yahweh by Shema Bashai, man. So back at Obadiah 1 and 7, it say, all the men, let's read 6 again. How are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. Who are the men of Esau Edom confederacy? It's EU and NATO, right? All these nations. And then when you go to the Google and look up the UN, it's 193 nations that's joined to UN, man. Okay? It say all the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. So that means North America, Babylon the Great, will be left alone, man. All the other nations is going to leave this place and join the alliance together, and they're going to shoot missiles over here, man. They said all the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. What does that mean? You got to fight, man. You got to fight. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, just as you done to the world. You see how the Lord worked? The same way how this devil has deceived the world with wickedness, the Lord using these other nations to deceive you the same exact way, man. That's why I say, read on. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. This is a future prophecy, letting you know that North America, Babylon the Great, will be destroyed, man, by its allies. It say, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. I always bring this out. Eating the bread of someone. What did North America do? They made all the nations join to them with their petrodollar, right? Every nation had to adapt to the petrodollar, man. You went in and killed people because they were trying to find another way, like Gaddafi, right? You did these things to make people join to you. You use what? You use the sword, which is your blessing. You should use it. And we using this truth. Spiritual, right? Hey, this is our truth, and we using it to do what? To chant down Babylon. It say, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So you have been deceived, man. You see, the Lord deceived you by giving you the power to rule these nations, which is deceiving you, man, because they make their money over here. This is Revelation 17 and verse 16, and it reads, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire." Right? This is say in the 10 horns, which is what? The EU, man. And NATO gonna join them too, man. It just said it in Obadiah 1 and 7. Let's say all the men of that confederacy have brought thee to the border. And you can go and read Psalms 83, starting at verse 2, and you can read about the men that's joined to this devil. That's why I tell you in Jeremiah 25, all the nations. In Jeremiah 25, you can read about all these nations that will be destroyed, man. Why? Because of Babylon the Great. You want to, hey, like I said with a second Ezra 16, you want to cleave to the ways you have became like her, you're gonna be destroyed with her, man. But first, the Lord is going to use you to destroy her, then you're going to be destroyed. This is Revelation 17 and 17. It said, "For power have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of power shall be fulfilled." You see, and the woman which thou sawest is the great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. That's why the UN is here in Babylon the Great, man. You see, because North America, Babylon the Great, controls all the kings of the earth with what? Their policies, their legislations, their democracy, their philosophy, their draconian laws, man. Right? They decree unrighteous decrees. They tell you what that Psalm 94 and 20, they frame mystery by laws, man. You see? But you about to be taken down, man. So what we doing? We chant down the walls of Babylon, man. Just like Jericho, man. Same thing, man. Ain't nothing different. It's tell you, and read this again in Joshua. I'm gonna close with this. I don't want to make this too long. So back in Joshua 6, in verse it say Joshua 6 and 20. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city, and they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, ox and sheep, and ass, with the edge of the sword. The key buzzword is what? They took the city. Daniel chapter 8 and 17 reads, Daniel 7 and 18 reads, Salakia, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever." You see? Oh, let's get this. And this is another, when I saw that vision, when I saw it in a dream, when I saw the brothers walking around Babylon, chanting it down, right, blowing the horn. Hey, it said on the 7th, it was finna fall. When I woke up, I came out my tent. and woke up, put on my garments, and I looked. I said, "Man, what's going on?" They were like, "Hey, how about Shema Shah say we got to walk around this place until the walls fall." And that's what we doing, man. We walking around Babylon the Great until the walls fall in this place, man. This is Ezekiel 7:23. It reads, "Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence." So we're making a chain around the city, man. Okay? Starting with the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, making a chain around the city, man, until the walls fall in this place. That's what we doing, man. One camp connected to the other one until they all connected, man. We're making a chain around Babylon the Great, man, until this place fall. Lord, what is edifying? Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well. To other apostles and elders over all of Israel, whether they can accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four ends of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Akwaf who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord willing to edify. Till next time, I say shalom. Wa abab abal. The water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Shalom.